Hello everyone. Hey, thanks for joining me for another episode of The Front. Make sure you check out leadtheteam.tv and also iHeartRadio, Google Play, and iTunes for my audio podcasts. Today I am recapping an episode I did previously on purpose because I think it's awesome. As always, please participate in the discussion down below. Share your comments, share your opinions, as often they lead to a really excellent future show. So thanks for joining me today for The Front, and here we go.
Thanks for tuning in to Lead the Teams, The Front.
I had several people ask me, would I do some speaking on purpose? And I'm not exactly sure what makes me the subject matter expert, but it is something that really motivates me, that gets me really excited and pumped up to talk about motivation and purpose and success and impacting other people. So I wanted to take a few minutes today and talk about that, probably 10, 15, maybe 20 minutes. We'll see where it leads us. So if you're tuning in for day 10 of my Facebook Live Challenge, thank you very much. We sure appreciate it. And, we appreciate it like it's a whole group of me. It's just me. So I'm going to be talking about purpose today. Or finding your purpose. And one of the things, I was doing a little bit of research because, like I said, I really want to be able to spread good information. Besides this is just my opinion. So as you're tuning in, understand that I am an opinionated individual, and this is my opinion. So, if you don't like it, that's cool. You don't have to agree with everybody's opinion. But I always prefer to use that shopping cart effect. So the shopping cart effect is if you are cruising along in the grocery store, and I've used this a lot of times in my training sessions and so forth. If you're cruising along in the grocery store and you see something on the shelf and you say, hey, I need that, pick it up, put it in the shopping cart. If you decide you don't need it right now, that's cool too. You'll know that it's on the shelf there at a later time when maybe you do need it, right? So if this is something that you need or want to hear today, then great. I'm really happy for that. And if it's something that you don't need to hear today, know that maybe you can come back to it later, take it off the shelf, put it in the cart. So, like I said, today is my Facebook Live Challenge Day 10, and we're talking about purpose. So as I was doing a little bit of research and besides having my own opinions, one of the quotes that stands out to me, that stood out, is a Mark Twain quote, or I believe it's a Mark Twain quote that says, the two most important days in your life are, one, the day that you're born, and two, the day you find out why. And, there's a lot of people that are constantly searching for purpose in their life. Well, what's my purpose? Why am I here? Why should I be here? What am I supposed to be doing today? And for me, and I'm just sharing from my perspective, from my opinion, I used to think that, like the quote says, and for a brief time, I thought there was one reason I was put here. And I thought it was supposed to be that I'm supposed to be helping make an impact on other people. I'm supposed to be helping to train people and raising people. And I thought that was my why. If you've ever listened to Tony Robbins, who I'm a huge fan of, he talks about what's that driving reason? What is your why? And I always, for me, I thought, well, that's my why. Is I got to figure out how to make this big impact on other people. And over time, I've realized that may be one of my purposes, but there's a lot of other things. And it's not like, if you've ever, for a lot of people that may be tuning in, if you're my age, right? You remember the movie The Highlander with Sean Connery? You remember The Highlander? There can be only one, right? There's only one purpose. And I don't agree with that. I think people in general have many purposes. One of the struggles is that people search for what is that one thing that's going to allow me to make an impact. What's that one thing that's going to be driving me? And they want to find their purpose because that'll make them, it'll make their day and it'll help them make their millions. And the reality to me is you have more than one purpose. And if you help spread that out and you approach each day with what that purpose for the day is, if you will, that's how you're going to really make an impact and how you're going to make your millions. It's not just, well, hey, what's that one thing? And so I have a few notes here below the camera so that I would help stay on task and stay on target. So that's for me, my first epiphany. And a few years ago, it hit me because I kept trying to figure out what it was. And if you think about it, when I was younger, when I was a teenager, I thought my sole purpose in the world, I was going to be a world famous radio DJ. Because of this face, yeah. I was going to be a world famous DJ because, in my time, Casey Kasem, he was it, right? And at the time, I think I was 16 or 17 years old, and I was DJing at a roller rink, and I thought, man, this is the coolest thing ever, right? I'm 17 years old, and I am a roller rink DJ, and when you're in the midst of that, and there's 400 or 500 other people, and of those 400 or 500, 300 of them are teenage girls that are your age, it gives you a totally false sense of what you're supposed to be doing, right? And so I'm like, okay, this is it. I'm going to go to college. I'm going to major in broadcasting. I'm the next Casey Kasem. That's what I thought my purpose was. And then as you get older, you evolve. And then I had my first son, and I realized, you know what? There is more than one purpose, because one of my purposes at that time then was to be a really good dad, right? And so I started having this personal epiphany that it's like there's more than one. There's more than one reason. So if you are searching, if anybody out there is searching and saying, well, what is my purpose? Why am I here? Why was I put here? The first thing my opinion that I would recommend is you need to understand there's more than one. Let go of the one and know that there's many. There's a whole bunch of them, right? What you're working on right now may be your current purpose. It may be what you're supposed to be doing for the next 5 or 10 or 15 years. And maybe not, but the opinion is you think, oh, well, I'm going to do this for the next 5 years or 10 years or 15 years, and then I can do what I really want, right? What if you poured yourself into what you're doing right now for the next 5 years or 3 years or 1 year or 1 month or 1 week or today? You poured it in at 100%. That to me is finding that purpose, is you pour it all into today and get that number one reason. And here's the harsh reality for some people. Think about this. And like I said, I have some notes below the screen. So if I'm looking down, it's not because I'm not trying to make eye contact. It's because I'm trying to make sure and keep myself on task. So here's a harsh reality, right? God did not whisper to you and say, hey, look, you just need to do this for the time being. Just go ahead and make the time pass. This will be cool, right? You're supposed to be excellent and great at today, every day. That to me is defining and finding a purpose, is whatever it is that you're doing today, pour yourself into it and be excellent at it. Kick butt, right? Rock it. If you rock today, it'll give you a more purposeful meaning for today, and then this week, and then this month, and then this year, and then going on. All of a sudden, before you know it, it's just like there's several people I'm dealing with in business right now that kind of stuff. As you find your purpose for today, it's the snowball, baby, right? It keeps you going. And the thing is, if you're great and excellent today, you can make an impact on your team, your staff, your network. It can easily be all those things, but keep in mind, what if today, right now today, I got to get my hands up on camera, is the day your purpose today, Sunday, May, what is today, 7th? Day 10 of the Facebook Live Challenge. What if today your purpose is to be a kick-ass father, or a kick-ass husband, or wife, or mother, or friend? I mean, and I'm talking a real friend, not the judgmental kind of like, hey, I'll be your friend for today friend because maybe we can do something and hang out and it would be cool. I'm talking about the kind of friend that really listens and doesn't pass judgment. You don't have to respond. You just have to listen, and you don't have to pass that judgment even later. I mean, don't pass the judgment on later, because we all have that judgment when somebody that's a friend, we start to think, well, yeah, I mean, that's cool. But in our mind, oftentimes, and I've been guilty of it, we're passing that judgment on them and saying, well, yeah, I mean, that's cool. I'll listen. And oh, yeah. Oh, I'm really sorry to hear that. And in our mind, we're going, man, I'd never let that happen to me. But you're doing it just by talking to yourself that way. So I know this is a heavy opinion right now, and here's the thing you got to understand. Each day might bring a new purpose for you, right? So what you think is supposed to be your purpose today, if you said, hey man, it's going to be a killer rock and roll, I got to be a really good dad, because like my purpose today, let me share with you right now today what my purpose is. I am going to be a killer grocery shopping, husband, father. I should trademark that. Because that's all I need to be working on today. I'm going to do my Facebook Live video, share it with the world, I hope, and then I'm going to go grocery shopping. I'm going to try my best to be a really good dad and to my 3 kids, and a really good husband to my wife, and be able to help fulfill their needs. And that is my purpose for today, for Sunday. And so, that's number one. If I was going to break it down to three important things on finding your purpose or delivering purpose, here's the next one. Passion fuels your belief, and your belief drives you. If you understand that there's more than one thing, because like I'm saying, there's not just, we all assume that there's one thing, there's that one thing I'm searching for. Once you understand that there's more than one thing, you might start to look at your days differently, your weeks differently, your months differently, certainly your years differently. Your goals change over time. And one of the things that happens with many people is they grab a hold of something and they think, well, this is what I'm supposed to be doing, and so I can't let go of it, because if I let go of it, it's breaking what I've said to myself I should be doing. But sometimes what you got to do is let go of it and break yourself free from what you've said you should be doing, And the more you believe in something, once you start looking at each day differently, and you start really going after each day and making sure each day is very purpose-filled, that, that is, in my opinion, that's what God has in store for you. If you're really tuned in and listening, that's people got to understand, purpose isn't the gold watch, right? It's not, well, hey, I worked towards the gold watch, so now that I've got the gold watch, that's cool. I can, hey, check this out, right? The no watch, right? Purpose isn't the gold watch. I'll ask you, anybody watching, or if you're tuning in right now live, and for everybody who is tuning in right now live, I really, really appreciate you. I hope you're getting some positivity out of the message. Here's the thing. If it's not the gold watch, right? If money was no object to you, what would you be doing right now? If money wasn't the driving force behind your day, right? For me, money's not the driving force behind my day to day. We got things to do, family stuff. That's the important purpose. Here's the other thing. All right, let me read my notes for a second. Once again, anybody who's tuning in, and I hope the sound's coming across okay, everything else, really appreciate you stopping in and listening this morning. Here, I'm going to leave you on this, and this is a big one for me. I love this one, okay? If you've ever tuned into Mike P., this guy, me before, I used to have an online radio show, right? Because like I said, when I was a teenager, I thought that was my calling. Right? So if you've ever tuned in before, at one point, my online radio show, I garnered about 5,000 listeners a week. I'd have people tune in and listen. I was all pumped up, a couple of years, and I lined it out a lot more like this live video. I had my notes, and I think at the time, more people tuned in because they thought, man, this guy might know what he's doing. And the reality is I was reading from my own script I'd written for myself. And so over time, I coached thousands of youth sports competitors, hundreds of people in business. If you've heard me say, there's 2 primary things. Anybody who's worked with me, for me, if you've heard me speak on my radio show or preach or however you want to say it, you've heard me say 2 things. There's 2 primary things. What up, Patrick? 2 primary things that you can have absolute control over in your life. And if anyone knows what those 2 primary things are, number 1, your actions. Number 2, your attitude. You personally have control over those things every single day, every single minute, every part of you controls your actions and your attitude. And so the thing is, when you're searching for purpose, those are 2 big key fundamental things. You got to control your actions. You got to control your attitude. And so I've said it before. I wrote a blog a while back called Running Your Life on Double A's, right? Actions and attitude. Boom, drop the mic. And so here's the deal. I got to move my notes up here or carry my notes. Bear with me a second. See? Notes. So let's see. Actions and attitude. Let me give you a tip. If you've ever looked up purpose in the dictionary, and many people haven't, they go, well, I really got to find my purpose. I need to find out what it is I'm supposed to be doing. I have to find out what it is I'm going to do today. If you know there's more than one, people will still be saying, hey, well, okay, what is it? How about for step 1, take the time to look it up in the dictionary. Let me share this with you, okay? Purpose, for me, there's two things, right? Purpose is, one, it's a noun, right? It's a thing. It's what that thing is supposed to be doing. Two, it's a verb. And a verb is an action, right? Purpose is defined as to have one's intention or objective. So what's your intention or objective for today? It doesn't even have to be much longer than today, right? But it has to be right now. What's your purpose and objective for right now? So here's the last tip. You have to act every single day. You have to take action. Purpose is a verb, right? When I'm saying you've got to take action, regardless of what you think your purpose is and why God put you here and you're trying to figure it out, right? Here's the key. I'm going to kind of close on this, and certainly if anyone has questions, but I'm going to close on this. You can't think or attitude yourself into purpose. You have to act. Just let that one sink in. Every once in a while I say something and I feel like it's important to me, so I try and let it sink in out there in Facebook Live land. You can't attitude yourself. You can't think yourself into what your purpose is. You've got to take action when that purpose hits you. Whether it's a long-term or short-term purpose. I know I've said purpose 100 times, maybe. Probably not 1,000. That's an exaggeration. So you have to do your way into purpose. You got to take action and you have to do your way into it, right? If you have your dream and you take a little piece of action, I posted this last night too. Now I'm going to get rid of the notes. I posted this last night. You have your dream. You got to take a little piece of that dream and take action towards it and do something every day to drive towards that dream, right? For me right now, my current dream, I want to make it through the 30-day Facebook Live deal, because for me, I feel like then I've got something to offer. I've had a lot of people that said, hey, this is really fun. I'm gaining a lot from it. Well, it reciprocates. I'll tell you this. I'm gaining so much from watching everybody else's. People that are tuning in on this stuff. I have people that are doing the Facebook Live challenge, this 30-day deal, and everybody has something to offer. And besides, if you're listening to see what it is, it's not just for gain. It's listening to learn about that person and have that deeper connection and see who the person really is. So to me, it's really cool. Anyway, that's my Facebook Live message for day 10. I don't even know how long this video is, but I'd planned on it being 10, 15, 20 minutes. And so those are my opinions on purpose. Like I said in several of my posts, I had people say, hey, what's your take on this? And so, like I said, if I broke it down, first, have the epiphany. There's more than one. There isn't just one purpose. Second is, what was my second? Oh, your passion fuels your belief, right? And belief drives you. And third, you got to act. You have to act. So I would encourage you. It's Sunday morning, at least where I'm at, or early Sunday afternoon, regardless of where it is that you're watching. I would encourage you, take some action today, work towards what it is, whatever it is that you're wanting to accomplish. Go have an absolutely kick-butt, rockin' Sunday. And if your purpose, like mine today, is to be a kick-butt grocery shopping dad, then go kick butt at grocery shopping and be a good dad, right? That's all, and I know I've said it several times. It's a little bit silly to some, but to me, that's important. That's my purpose for today. Tomorrow, gonna be a whole different purpose. Tomorrow, hey, Jared, is absolutely crush it in the car business and have a really good business day. It's a different set of purpose, a different set of goals than what I have right now today. And so each morning when you get up and you say, okay, well, what am I here for today? Go after it. So again, for everybody that's tuned in, appreciate you tuning in to my Facebook Live. Mike Phillips signing off for day 10 of my 30-day Facebook Live challenge. For anybody that tuned in, I'd encourage you, do it. It is a lot of fun. And like I said, you'll really learn something and earn something from the other people. One of the things I've always, I say often too, is it's not just affecting other people. if you've got that level of positivity and excitement and found purpose and so forth, you have to infect other people. So that's the fun part with these videos, is it just bleeds in, right? You start to infect others. So thank you again, everyone, for tuning in and watching. Hope you have a fantastic Sunday. And